So yin postures, I like them at the beginning of class before our muscles are warmed up because they do target connective tissue. Connective tissue, we usually mean fascia, but also ligaments, tendon, and even the bones. Our bones are very much alive, full of blood vessels and nerves growing and changing. Legs in butterfly, feet together. Simplest expression, simply bowing forward and relaxing. Now, since this is relaxed and I do want your muscles to stay relaxed, to support the skeletal framework of the shape, you might want to put blocks or rolled up blankets underneath your legs, underneath your knees. If you don't have blocks or rolled up blankets, you can slide your hands, for some bodies this works, from the inside underneath your shins and use your own arms as propping. I personally do not benefit from hanging my head in this posture these days. So I would, if I were staying with you, put a block or rolled up blanket on my feet or stack a block and a towel to rest my head on. So first minute, investigate, feel just enough sensation that there is a physical component to this meditation. We are putting some of the tissues in traction. So they are elongating gently. And then some other tissues like around your hips are compressed. But a little goes a long way with yin and with connective tissue. So my teacher never uses the word stretch in these poses. We're not aiming for a stretch. But you will feel that soft pull of the shape on some tissues. Modify so that it stays gentle. In a formal yin practice, we would let even the breath be natural, relaxed. But as we'll be transitioning to our Hatha Yang practice, you might start to cultivate your breath rhythm here. Not in a way that it drowns out the sensations of the pose or the thoughts that the pose evokes, but as a way to center your mind on the rhythm of the breath. Take 2 more breaths, feeling for anything that might be holding on that possibly doesn't need to be. Invite it to let go. And use your hands. You can draw your belly in to slowly ease your way out of the shape. If your head was hanging, you might actively tuck the chin in as your spine comes up. And then either lie down on your back or find a resting position where you can stay in a let go mode. And just feel the release of the pose. Those tissues that were tractioned now returning to their normal shape. And those that were compressed now have space for fresh blood to move through, for lymph to be pressed out of. So sometimes that can be sensed, those movements, or you might sense heat rising, or a gentle tingle like pins and needles. And you're recognizing it's energy moving the body, reestablishing balance. You don't have to do anything but let go. Hug your knees into your chest. Come into a fetal curve on your left side. Then move your tail behind you a little bit. Stick your butt out. And slide the right arm open to the right, turning your chest to the sky in a twist. For some bodies at this point, practice going back and forth with the right arm. Untwisting and twisting is a nice way to unwind tissues, or just stay in the twist and let go. We won't hold this as long as a yin posture. Just enough time to let things settle. Roll onto your back. Come over onto your right side, move your tail behind you, or you can bow your chest down towards your knees. That also resets the spine to neutral. And then roll left shoulder, left arm open into your twist. Left arm might not open all the way. If your shoulder's tweaky, put your hand on your hip. And if it benefits you to fold back into a fetal curve and unwind into twist a couple of times, to feel for an elasticity coming to the tissue, do that. Use your pet as a teaching tool the same way you would gently open into your cat. Treat yourself that way. Never forcing your tissues. And then come into your fetal curve to press yourself up to all fours and find something to roll if you have it. If not, it's okay. You won't need a roll. Or you can do everything we're doing with a roll without a roll. For some things, even subbing a yoga block. If you are using a yoga blanket, fold it into fours, fold it half and then half the other way. Then fold it over from its long edge. So it's a strip of a blanket about the size of a yoga block maybe. And then you roll it up nice and tight. You may use this for abdominals, you may not. I'll show you before you lie down your back what we'll do for abdominals in a very fast forward sense. We'll be alternating between twisted root and straddle with the legs. So at this point in practice, it's not great for all hips, low backs to twist the root. So if that's not a good shape for you, put your roll between your thighs. When we twist the root, instead, you'll hug the roll to turn on inner thighs and then hold it against your pelvis to straddle. If you're choosing the twisted root shape, and we're moving much slower than that as we do focus on the abdominal fun. So you can change your mind at any time. Twisted roots, put your right thigh over left. Knees line up directly over pelvis. You might be able to hook your right foot behind left calf, but don't strain to do so. If this already feels like a strain on low back, choose the roll instead. If you don't have a roll, you can use a yoga block as long as it's not too pointy. Point your elbows up to the ceiling, cradle your head and neck. Inhale down into low back, lift head and shoulders off the earth. Tip your tailbone up, send knees straight up to sky, pull your belly down. Set your tailbone down. If you're using the roll, put left hand on roll. Open your legs into straddle. Frog is fine if that's too much for hammies. Exhale, curl pubic bone and navel, draw navel to spine. Pull your belly down. Inhale, tail down, shoulders stay up. Left thigh over right or hug your roll. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, legs straight up to sky. Squeeze your inner thighs, pull your belly down. Tail down, shoulders stay up. Right hand on roll, open legs straddle. Exhale, curl pubic bone and navel, navel to spine. Keep your thighs in line with your pelvis. Open them out to the sides. Don't let them come closer to elbows. Set your tailbone down, breathe into low back. Cross right thigh over left. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, pull your belly down. Inhale, tail down, shoulders up, open legs straddle. Left hand on roll if you're using it. Without swinging your legs, exhale, curl tailbone up, pull belly down. Inhale, tail down, left on right, lift your shoulders off the earth without straining neck. Exhale, curl tailbone up, squeeze the tops of your inner thighs, squeeze your sitting bones towards your tail, pull your belly in. One more full round. Inhale, straddle. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, pull your belly down. Tail down. Inhale into low back, right thigh on left. Lift shoulders. Exhale, knees straight up to sky, triceps up to sky, pull your belly in. Tail down. Inhale, open leg straddle. Exhale, curl your tailbone up. Inhale, tail down, shoulders up, left on right. Exhale, curl tailbone up, squeeze thighs, knees straight up to sky, draw navel to spine. Inhale, head down, unwind your legs. Any resting position that lets that go. You can windshield wipe, you can do Supta Baddha Konasana, resting butterfly on your back. Send breath into your low belly and pelvis. Bridge. Press your feet down, curl your tailbone up, press your hips straight up to the sky. Any arm variation for this bridge. As you press your hip bones straight up, press down with your feet. Feel for your calves driving down and your thigh bones lengthening forward. If you choose to either shrug shoulders underneath upper back or even bind the hands, you'll get a little extra padding from the shoulders, but stay connected to your strong legs doing the bulk of the work here. Two more breaths. Feel for flattening the tops of the hips, the tops of the thighs into the hips. Straight up, not towards your face, just straight up to the ceiling. Okay. And free your hands, tuck your tail, and slowly, smoothly roll your spine down as you breathe out. If you feel your back start to grab, pause. Send breath into low back, retuck tail. Figure 4. Pick your right ankle up, flex it, hook it over left thigh. Any variation of this pose, maybe you keep your left foot on the floor, press your palms into thighs for traction, back traction, or you can hug left knee into chest. Feeling for more sensation in right hip, then press your sacrum and tailbone down to keep the back in traction. Change sides. And find your way. We'll find our way onto our bellies, but first come to all fours so you can find your roll. We'll do Sphinx over a roll. Sphinx is another yin pose, but we won't hold this as long as if we were doing yin practice. If you don't have a roll, you can do Sphinx no roll. The roll is going to go in your low belly. So you want it where your hip bones are, not down where your pubic bone is, across your low belly. So that when you put your belly on the roll, your tailbone, your buttocks can hang down. If it's too much under hips, it'll push your butt in the air, which is increasing the compression, which is, fine because this is intentional compression. But the roll decompresses a little bit so you can relax. If you're doing this without the roll, it's the same exact pose, no roll. Propped up on your elbows. Again, setting up the bony scaffolding that your muscles can relax around. So if hands forward hurt shoulders, maybe try either holding opposite elbows or clasping hands, or you can hold a pillow underneath your chest. Let the pillow share the work of the arms. Gaze wherever neck is comfortably relaxed. It is not incorrect to hang the head. That will also take some compression out of low back. It is not incorrect to look up if you can relax the head up. Wherever neck can soften, jaw. Now feel down to the buttocks. Relax your buttocks. And we'll just be here for a few more moments. The buttocks will keep turning on. So just check in, see if they're willing to let go. Half frog, belly down over the roll. Slowly ease yourself down onto forehead onto hands, fold your hands, and bend your left knee out to the side in frog. Knee in line with hip, foot in line with knee, maybe. If your shape looks more like a tree pose, that works too. Set up the bones, and then go ahead and yin out. Just relax into the shape. Mindfully, with ease, extend the left leg back and draw right knee out to the side, half frog other side. And slowly extend right leg back and take a moment to allow the roll to sink into your belly. Unless you already have lunch or something in there, then be gentle with yourself. Choose cobra, low cobra, or upward facing dog. Spreading your hands out on the mat, whichever shape you're choosing. Now, unlike Sphinx, actively pulling on the mat to pull your chest forward. Tuck your tail down. Exhale, downward dog. Turbo dog. Bend your elbows 1 inch. Turn the eye of the elbow forward, squeezing the points of the elbows in towards your temples with a relaxed neck. Push your mat forward. Option turbo puppy, same pose with your knees down. Exhale, straighten your arms. Send your chest towards your thighs. Relax your neck or tuck your chin in. Take a breath. Exhale, plank. Shoulders over wrists. Either set the knees down or step your heels together and lengthen them back. Press the earth away. Breathe into back body. Exhale, scoop the ribs up into the front body. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Turbo dog, bend your elbows 1 inch. Wrap your shoulders. Your shoulder blades are moving around your armpits as you turn your biceps forward, your triceps in. Good. And that will feel like you're starting to roll to the pinky side of hand. Press the thumb mound of the hand down. Relax your neck. Exhale, downward dog. Straighten your arms. Maybe exaggerate your flexibility as you press chest towards thighs, if shoulders are happy about that. Good. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Feet together or knees down. Exhale, downward dog. Lunge, right foot forward, back knee down on the mat. Hands on either side of front foot. You can be on fingertips or hands on blocks. Breathe your chest forward. Open your collarbones. Exhale, drop your hips towards front heel. Long pyramid, tuck your back toes. Inhale. Exhale, hamstring stretch. If you prefer half splits with your back knee down, that's fine. If you're in the long pyramid, left heel is going straight back, stretching out your left calf and Achilles. As you stretch your spine out, your heart towards your right toes. Low lunge. Inhale, bend your knee, back knee down, untuck toes. Lift your heart. Exhale, long pyramid or half splits. One more time on the breath. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, stretch it back. Runner's lunge. Inhale, stay on the back toes, back leg straight. Exhale, lower down to your belly or into chaturanga, low plank. Cobra, low cobra, or upward dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Low lunge, left foot forward, back knee down on earth or on some padding. It's always time to take care of your knees. Good. Breathe your heart forward. Exhale, your hips heavy. As you press down with the left heel, lift and spread toes. Feel for the low belly lifting up and the tail dropping down. Hamstring stretch. Inhale, tuck the back toes or stay on the back knee, and exhale, stretch back. Nice even hips, you guys. Lunge. Inhale, bend front knee, back knee down. Inflate your heart. Exhale, stretch back. Long pyramid or half splits. One more time. Inhale, lunge, knee down, heart up. Exhale, stretch it back. Runner's lunge. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, lower down to your belly or into chaturanga. Hover. Good. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Modified classical sentence, just the lunges. Right foot forward, lunge. Option, hands stay on ground or reach for the sky. Inhale, your heart up. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, or go right into down dog. We'll be doing this a few times, so you can skip some chaturangas if you want. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Lunge, left foot forward. You can always put your hands on blocks too if you're practicing connecting to low abdominals. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down or step in down dog. Breathe in, upward dog if you're flowing, or cobra. Exhale, downward dog, everybody. Or cat stretch. Again, right foot forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, stretch it back or send it back, down dog or cobra. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Left foot forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, back. Down dog or chaturanga. Breathe in. Breathe out. Do each leg 2 more times at your own pace. If you prefer to cat-cow and skip lunges, also an option. When you finish the round you're on, find a still place where you can connect your ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. Twisting lunge. Right knee forward, right foot forward, back knee down. Left elbow, right thigh. Alternatively, left hand to ground, right hand on sacrum. Lift and spread toes of right foot. Press the whole foot, even the heel down, and tuck your right hip under. Fan the toes of the left foot. And press top of foot into earth. From that very stable base, breathe your spine long. Open up your collarbones. Exhale, ease your shoulders back. Lunge. Hands down. Re-square hips if they tilted. Any arm position, hands to thigh, arms to sky, or Shiva arms. Turn your palms out, cross right behind left, press palms together, and then spiral up, pressing arms up, soften shoulders down. Good. Especially if your hips are starting to drop towards front heel and the right knee is bending deeper, activate the right foot, ground the heel. Turn on the buttocks, feel for tail dropping straight down. Hands to thigh, tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten back leg. Eagle crescent, left on top of right. Twisting crescent, unwind your arms, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. It might help to lean forward and breathe the back ribs off the kidneys. Exhale, twist to your right, left elbow, right thigh. Any arm variation. Pyramid, hands down. Step the left foot a little closer to the right foot. So your heel is maybe 2 or 3 feet behind the right heel. One-legged forward fold over the right leg. Hands on blocks might be helpful. Or you can crawl into yourself in this variation. Runner's lunge. Bend your right knee, slide the left leg back, stay on the toes, lift your left thigh, quads away from the earth. Good. Nice square hips. From that very grounded center between your sitting bones and your belly button, everything there firming up. Extend crown of head forward, left heel back. Optional, left fist on the ground, knuckles on the ground, right arm reaches forward to extend that line. Right, good. And keep scooping the left ribs up into the body so there's no twist. Your core keeps you parallel to earth. Warrior 3, any arm variation. Shift your weight onto right leg. Left leg floats up to maybe hip height, not higher than that. Heart level with left foot, so heart up to hip height. Hands can stay on ground or blocks. I sometimes find it helpful to actually touch my ribs and invite them up, connect to core. Then maybe hands in prayer, airplane, or super people. Oh, yeah. Good. Finding your way up to standing. Some of you will come into knee-to-knee pose. Bend your right knee, hug left knee in next to it. From there, you can either set your left foot down and slowly stand up, or see if you can come up to standing, hugging left knee to chest. And then Tadasana. Standing BB. Find your roll, put it between your thighs if you have it. Hands on back of hips, either your palms or your fists. Feet parallel to each other. Be careful, the roll will try to turn your toes out. So even pigeon toe is a little safer. Then lift your arches and ground the inner big toe down. Big toe mound. Send your roll down to your feet. Inhale, telescope your rib cage up. Lift the front, side, and back ribs off your pelvis. Exhale, roll your shoulders back, tweeze your elbows back. Keep pressing feet into ground, roll towards earth as you breathe taller and taller through your rib cage. Exhale to ease the shoulders back. For some of you, that'll bring the upper spine into a back bend. You can let your head go back if that's right for you. Good. Keep pressing feet down, hugging, roll towards the ground, sending your sacrum down. As you breathe your heart forward, back over your hips, head follows if it was back. Take the roll away. Hug right knee up to chest, Apanasana escalator. Standing pigeon or tree, flex the right foot, take your right ankle and bring it up to your face or put it on left leg in tree. Right knee to chest. Eagle, soften the left knee, cross right on top of left. Stick your butt out behind you and squeeze your thighs, squeeze the tops of thighs. Good. If you're adding the arms, do left on top of right. Option to keep your arms in eagle and unwind the right leg back into warrior 3 to transition back into a lunge. If you need to use your hands, you can unwind, or you can simply step out of the pose and meet us in lunge. We'll meet, lunge, left foot forward, back knee down, twisting lunge, right elbow, left thigh. Switch arms, Nikki. Left elbow to the right thigh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm backwards. You got it. Right elbow down, yeah. Lunge, hands down. Square your hips by drawing the right hip back. Yes, you can scooch right leg back as far as you like. Either hands to thigh, arms to sky, or Shiva arms, palms out, left crosses behind right. As you send the arms up, chest rises, heart rises, shoulders soften off of the neck. Exhale, release the hands to your front thigh, tuck your back toes for crescent. Tuck your tail. Exhale, straighten back leg. Eagle arms right on top of left. Yes, you can do your crescent with back knee down. If you're really connected to the ball of the back foot, it's still a pretty sweet stretch for the right hip flexors. Unwind your arms. Press your palms together at your heart. Inhale, lengthen your spine. You can lean forward to lengthen, and exhale, twist, right elbow, left thigh, or maybe even armpit to thigh. Pyramid, hands down. Adjust the right foot forward enough for your one-legged fold, kind of like a triangle footprint. Right toes angled out 45 degrees, both heels grounded, pinky blade of right foot grounded. Heart lengthening out, or you can tuck in. Just a couple of breaths. Feel for the transition of the pose. Remember when it was so great to finally straighten your left leg and how good that felt? And now we're just waiting for the pose to end. Instead of waiting, be in there. It'll end. Runner's lunge. Bend your left knee. Optional extension. Fists with the right hand, left arm reaching forward. Thumb pointing to sky as you wrap the left shoulder blade around your armpit. Nice, Susan. Good. Warrior 3. Any expression? In some yogas, I think they call this T pose, T shape. Soften the left knee. You can either set the right foot right down or come into a knee to knee. Tuck your tail, square your hips. You can either choose to stand up with right knee to chest or set your foot down and roll up. Exhale, Samastitihi. If you like the roll between your thighs for spinal extensions, put it back between thighs. If you're not sure, you can feel what it feels like without. We use the roll to connect us to the strength of our legs, so we're not using our back to grip as we get longer in the front of the spine. Interlace hands at the base of your skull. Run your thumbs down your neck. Draw the elbows in close to your face. Breathe the back ribs out and up off your low back. Exhale, send your triceps straight up to the ceiling. Reach your elbows up. Good. Feel for tractioning your neck up. Inhale. And then exhale, release the head completely into your hands. So here again, weight of head might take the upper spine backwards. Connect to feet pressing down to keep the low spine long. Tail down, back ribs lifting, rising on the in-breath. If you're using the roll, squeeze it or squeeze your imaginary roll, press it down and inhale, pick your head back up if it went backwards. Release your hands, take the roll away. Left knee to chest. And pull your belly in, lean towards your leg a little bit. Decompress the low back. Tree or standing pigeon, flex left foot. That is bold of you to balance on that leg, Susan. Knee to chest. Eagle, left on right. Optional arms, right on left. Option to keep the eagle arms and unwind left leg into warrior 3 and then land in a runner's lunge. Or simply undo the pose and come back into down dog. Your runner's lunge with right foot forward. Bring both hands to the inside of right foot. Wide stride lunge, deep lunge hip opener. You can move right foot aside. I'll leave it up to you. Back knee down unless it feels right to you to keep the left knee straight. Either lock your elbows out to relax pelvis or put your elbows down on earth or blocks. We'll keep the right knee into shoulder. Revolved triangle. Press back up onto your hands. Bring the right foot between your hands and come into your pyramid shape with the left toes angled out 45 degrees. Left hand on ground or block. And the further away your left hand is from your big toe, the more space you have. Eventually, some of you will work your left hand over by the pinky toe. Right hand to hip. Inhale to a long spine. pull your right hip back, breathe your rib cage forward. Exhale, twist, right shoulder opens, an option, right arm to sky. Head to ankle prep. Bring your right hand down, bend your right knee, and adjust your left foot back like warrior two. Warrior two like legs as you walk your hands to the left between your 2 feet. The right knee stays bent, left leg straight, but please adjust your footprint so there's no knee pain. Lean on left hand, hand on ground, or put it on a block if you want. Right hand to the right inner thigh. Take your right thigh bone and draw it back and out over your toes. Breathe into right hip. Exhale, arc your body away from hip, like you're trying to look past your left ankle, and then relax your neck. Close your eyes. Send 3 more yummy breaths into your right hip. Head to ankle. Bring your right hand down. Actually, let's do flank stretch first. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in so feet are parallel to each other. Right hand comes over to the left ankle, holds the front of the ankle. Left hand can either be on the right hand or you can put it on the earth. As you rest your head in your right arm's like a hammock, it hangs down to the ground. Or you can press the earth away with left hand, pressing your right ribs over towards right ankle for more aggressive flank opening. Great. All right, release that. Head to ankle. Lunge. Walk your hands to the right. Lower your back knee down right underneath your pelvis. So for this lunge, you want a lot of space underneath you, that square of space, because you might start to crawl into it. Bring your hands to the inside of right foot. Lean down on your left elbow so you can hold right ankle. Bring your right shoulder underneath your right knee. So stay on the inside, crawl behind your ankle. So right hand comes behind foot and catches your ankle from the other side. Yeah. And then you might simply hang your head here, and simply trying to yin out in this pose can be fairly intense. Some of you will actively breathe into left side opening ribs. And on the exhale, pull on your ankle to bring head closer. Optional, you can straighten your back leg into a warrior 3-leg footprint with your hips moving up and back, so you still have lots of space to crawl under. Pigeon. Crawl on back from underneath yourself. Lower your right shin down. You can choose pigeon or deer, belly down. Or you can come back into your half frog or lie on your back. As you're ready, find your way back into downward dog. Deep lunge hip opener. Step your left foot to the outside of left hand. And if your body remembers what you did on the first side, maybe you mirror that on this side. Back knee down or up. On your hands or on your elbows. That's all right. Mind doesn't have to remember. With your breath, feel what the present moment is asking for. And rather than chase sensations, search out sensations, feel what is here. Or on the other end of the spectrum, running away from sensations. Lean into them. Same is true for the thoughts or the emotions that come into the space. Revolved triangle. Come up into your pyramid pose. Left foot between your hands. And this pose can be very tight-ropey with your heels almost on a line. And then your right hand almost in that line. You can choose to get off the tightrope as you twist to the left with a long, lengthening, lifting spine. So feel for bringing the right side belly over to left thigh. Head to ankle prep. Bring your left hand down, bend your left knee, adjust your right foot back into a warrior two-like footprint, and then keep the left knee bent as you walk your hands to the right. Lean on the right hand, left hand to left inner thigh. Thigh traction, take your thigh bone, draw it out and back. Inhale into hip. Exhale, arc your body over towards your right foot and relax neck, tuck tail. Breathe. Flank stretch, hand down. Turn the left toes in, straighten your legs. Feet are parallel or a little pigeon toe. Left hand on right ankle. Right hand on left hand or on the ground outside foot. Head in the hammock of left arm. Letting the yummy flank, the tissues on the left side of your spine, be drawn down to the ground with gravity. Maybe with some pressure in that. Head to ankle. Release your ankle. Walk your hands toward left foot. Lower back knee down underneath your pelvis. Both hands to the inside of left foot. Lead on right elbow so you can hold your ankle from the front. Crawl left arm, shoulder behind your left knee. So your hand can come behind foot and then take outer ankle or hand. Hang head. And even if you're very relaxed, like that yin-like experience of minimal sensation, this can still be a pose that says, get out. But see if you send breath and find a place where you're willing to stay. Alternatively, you can be actively pulling on your ankle, pulling head to ankle, straightening back leg if that's beneficial for you. Stay quiet a few moments in case you haven't heard the get out voice yet. I'll give you a chance. And wind your way into pigeon. And as usual, possibly mirroring what the first side pigeon looked like. But then work what you're actually feeling. From your pigeon, you may simply roll onto your left hip and open into a straddle. Or if you prefer to take another vinyasa or down dog hip opener, we'll meet you in seated straddle after a couple breaths. Good. Seated straddle, any variation, either stay upright with your toes pointing up to the sky or roll onto your pubic bone to come forward. Toes either stay pointing at sky or you can flop the feet in. And just be wary of the toes rolling backwards. It indicates your pelvis curling under, which I prefer you do not do. And your low back may prefer it now, but it won't eventually. Slowly come up, reach back through your tailbone, pull your belly in. And help your legs back together. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right knee bent. And if it's right for you, cross the right foot over the left. Left leg can stay straight, or bend the left knee, heel towards right sitting bone, both sitting bones on the earth. So if you need to undo any part of that, you can cross or uncross right foot, straighten or bend left knee, twist to your right, left hand or elbow to the right knee. Let's take a moment to lean away from your right thigh, lean back. Breathe the ribs off the hips, make lots of space to move your belly, your body over your right thigh. And for some of you, that's where you want to stay. Cool. Or keep that length as you come back up over your hips, squeezing into right thighs. Some of you, your left elbow will get to the other side of leg. Optional. Either palm up, finger spread, or hand up, or straighten the left arm, palm down, thumb down. And if that feels safe for shoulder, you might tuck your left hand underneath your right thigh. You want to get a lot of your armpit over your right thigh before you do that to your shoulder. Sitting on a block definitely helps. I'll give you some time to feel into that so you're not struggling. One more breath, re-lengthen the back of the spine, and exhale, unwind. Change sides. Possible, mirror what you did on the first side. Start by twisting into the left thigh and then lean away from it. And maybe this is the space your body wants right now. You're still twisting your spine, but you can actually feel the breath getting into those spaces. Or you can come into the squishy shape, squish yourself into the left thigh, even hook your armpit over left knee. And if you're starting to work towards bind, start by straightening the right leg out, right arm out, thumb down, just to make sure shoulder's okay with this rotation. Because it has to deeply internal rotate to get there. But then once it's there, you can start to return to neutral, get out of that rotation. Whew, not a good place to talk in. Inhale, lengthen spine, lift the ribs off the hips, the middle ribs off the low ribs, the chest off the rib cage. Exhale, release the twist. Navasana. Just one round, any expression. If possible, keep your knees together, whether you're choosing to keep feet on floor. Lift the feet up or extend. If your knees must separate for your back shape, also separate your feet. But yes, that burn in the inner thighs, that's intentional. So we'll just stay with it for 5 more breaths. Keep lifting your heart up. Scoop your low belly in and up. Cross your ankles, feet down by your pelvis, hook your elbows around your knees. Inhale, lift out of low back. Baddha Konasana. Soles of feet together, knees open. Now we'll run through ABC. Your choice, either actively press the feet together, spread the toes apart. Nice way to stabilize the knees. Or you can take your feet, your thumbs to the bottoms of your feet and roll your feet open to the ceiling. A, sitting with your spine as tall as you can, lengthen from tailbone up the back of the spine through the crown of the head, chin down, shoulders back. And keep getting taller and taller with each breath. B, inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, lead with your heart. Lean forward with a straight spine. As if you could bring your chest and chin to the ground first. Shoulders back, elbows squeeze in. If you want to depart this series and simply let your hands and head go, that's fine. If you're still in B with a straight spine, reach back through tail. Inhale, come up, straight spine. And C, exhale, tuck chin, round your spine like you're trying to curl the top of the head down to your heels. Turn into a little ball. Same option to exit and simply relax into the fold. Or keep curling in, pull your belly in, curl in. If you're still curled, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and roll yourself out. Supported shoulder stand or shoulder stand. Supported shoulder stand. Set up like you're doing bridge on a block. Have the block in reaching distance, but then connect to your legs. Press your feet down. Use your butt and legs to lift your hips. Slide the block underneath your pelvis the flattest way, unless you know you have a big sturdy block that you can put your body weight into. And then pick one knee up off or 1 foot off the floor at a time, so both knees are over chest, and then legs straight up to the sky. Take at least 8 to 12 breaths with your big toes together. If you can imagine gazing from your brow point, third eye to big toes, you can do that with your actual eyes open or closed. Full shoulder stand without the block is welcome. If for any reason you're not going upside down, glaucoma, menstrual cycle, just dizzy, then resting butterfly might be a better option. Plow variations. If you're in shoulder stand, you can lower your pointed toes down to the ground overhead. If you're on a block, you can also do that, but also feel for pressing your sacrum onto the block so it stays flat and there are no pointy edges digging into your low back. You can hug your thighs in and feel for that. Open your legs into straddle. If you're in plow, your feet can walk out, if they're on the floor, into a straddle. Or if you're on a block, still sacrum flat, legs wide. Maybe you reach for your big toes in a yoga toe lock, whatever variation you're in. And bring your feet back together so you can roll out the way you came in, or if you're in plow, you can make sure there's no block in the way and then simply roll onto your back. If you have a block, then bend your knees to put 1 foot on the floor at a time. Press feet down to move the block out of the way, and then come into happy baby. Fish is welcome, those of you guys who know it. Fish with legs and butterfly is an option. And as we head towards relaxation, I'll let you guys pick from the closing postures. Either spinal twist, scoot your hips to the right, maybe twist your root right over left and drop your knees to the left. Or any other twist, maybe put your legs up on a bolster or something, so it's not as deep a twist and you can hang out for several moments. Optional, if you prefer to close out in a seated position, come sit in half lotus or square pose, right on left or right in front of left. And change sides. It is just about 1:15 now. So if you're ready to transition back into life, go with ease. If you can stay for 5 more minutes for full Shavasana and closing together, and come into your resting position. Or if you want to turn your Zoom off so you can rest for 7 or 10 minutes, please give yourself permission to do that. And we do need to give ourselves permission to stop. No one will do that for us. And if they do, we might not believe them. So here we practice. Even if the to-do list is still running through the head, we disobey. We rest. At the end, we'll find out it was okay. Practicing. Letting be. Take a slow, full breath up into your chest. Feel it rise. Exhale. Heavy shoulders, relaxed neck, soft jaw. Take a slow, full breath down into your belly. Exhale, relaxed hips, heavy legs, ease and low back. If it feels right to you to bring your arms up overhead, maybe take a full body stretch from hand to foot and open your mouth as wide as you can. Stretch your mouth jaw, stick your tongue out. Ease off to one side, curling into a little ball. And stay in close communion with earth as you press your hands down, leave your head hanging, crawl your way up to sitting. We bow to each other. Namaste.